Hello and welcome in today's exciting episode. Now, I don't want to wreck the reveals because some of these dresses are hilarious, but today we're talking about frill fails and ruffle rejects and how I fixed them.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So first up, we'll deal with the green one. And it's this green fabric on top is so adorable. I had 4 yards of it, and it's got little birds and flowers, and it's just the cutest. And then I also had 3 or 4 yards of this other aqua fabric with beautiful peony roses on it. So I decided to make the top layer, and here it is, and of the green fabric, and then the other layers. So my first tier of my skirt is aqua, and I decided to put the bodice and the first tier together. So I pleated that in. So it's 2 lengths, salvage to salvage, of the aqua being pleated down onto the rim of the bodice. So I sewed them together and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a bit much, but it's okay. So now but it's also going to be a bit too heavy if I try and just add the third one onto that. So I decided to put those aside. Now I had layers 2 and 3 of the skirt, and this is a lot of fabric. So the top tier of the skirt is just 2 salvage to salvage strips of fabric. The second tier is 4, but it's also really wide. And the bottom tier is 8 bits of fabric all sewn together. This is a lot of fabric, and a lot lengthwise as well as widthwise. But yeah, as warning bells still weren't going off. So yeah, I was like, oh, well, I mean, it is super long, but maybe if I just treat the first tier as a ruffle and sew the top of the second tier at the waistline. Yeah, that didn't work out for me. But hey, at least I finally did the voiceover without laughing my head off. So yeah, it is hilariously oversized. I have exceptionally small shoulders. Like, yeah, I have the frame of a tiny child. But that's why all my things, when they're on a mannequin, I look like I must be tall just because proportion wise. But anyway, so let's give this dress a fighting chance. I'll put every dress without a tie around the waist looks horrible. So I've picked out a really nice one. It picks out the blues and the pinks in both of the fabrics, and it's also got some white in there for a little bit of contrast and to make it look crisper. And I haven't just done a sash, I've tied a really nice bow, so it actually looks really cute when you wear it like this. But as I said, I have tiny shoulders, so my shoulders are like where the seam lines are, so it's always going to look like I don't know if where I grew up there, like the old ladies always had those dolls on top of the spare toilet roll, and it had like a big dress, big frilly fluffy dress, and the toilet roll was underneath. And yeah, so that's what I always associate dresses that have lots of tiers and frills in them. That's kind of what I associate them with. And while I do really, really love both of these fabrics, and I do think they look fabulous together, I think this dress is a bit of a fail. I think what I should do is just unpick it all, or maybe just if, I mean, it would be quicker to just cut out the aqua bits, but it's a little wasteful. I will redeem this dress by unpicking it and just putting it together again just as a green dress, and I'll use the aqua fabric. It's 3 yards of fabric, so it's quite a significant amount, but it's all unfortunately in strips. So yeah, I'll use that for something else. Okay, next epic fail. We have it's a kid's party dress, and it's 4 cute prints. We've got a hungry little caterpillar on the bodice. First tier of the skirt is bright and colourful animals and plants and flowers. Then we have Toy Story on a white base. And then we have the ruffle is again the same as that tier of the skirt up there. And then down the bottom we've got all different circles in colours that match every other tier. So yeah, I like the mix. Generally speaking, I like the mix, but with the Toy Story one is 4 salvage to salvage pieces of fabric, and then the ruffle is 16 bits of fabric, and then the circle tier underneath is 8 bits of fabric, and that circle bit underneath just does not work. It either needs to be 4 salvage to salvage bits, or it needs to be like the ruffle but a longer one. It's just wrong at that. So I can either take all of them off and cut them in half and do them, ruffle them all again, and that's 16. Yeah, that's so much. Or I can just take it off and halve the amount so that it's the same width as the Toy Story tier. I think that would look good. Or I can just take it off completely, and I think I might do that because it's a reasonable length anyway, and it's for spring and summer and autumn garden parties where the kids who are there will be absolutely thrilled that they recognize some of the characters on the dress. So yeah, it's just so epically bad I didn't even bother finishing it. But I do think this circles fabric, I mean, where else am I going to use this? I guess I can use it, again, I can use it in a patchwork dress because, I've got the scraps from the dozens of other dresses I've made will mix really well with that, obviously, because it's got every colour under the sun in it. But it's just a shame because it would have looked so good in this dress. But here it is with the tie. And yeah, to give every dress a fighting chance, either put a belt on it or a sash because it looks so much better. And yeah, I think I like it at a shorter length, just because it's so loud, all the prints. Actually, I might take the ruffle and the circles off. Maybe. Yeah, because if it was just the 3, so if it was just Toy Story, loud bit in the middle, and then the hungry little caterpillar at the top, that would be cute. And then I can just use to make patchworks, you sort of, if you sew lots of strips together, then cut them up. It's a quick way to make patches. So yeah, maybe I'll do that with that one. And then last of all, I haven't even finished making this. So the bodice is this beautiful pink, green and white floral with the Gucci-esque bugs. First tier is the paler one, pinks and greens and yellow. And then this is the second tier of the skirt, and then there's a ruffle that matches the first tier of the skirt, and I just do not like this ruffle. I do not like it at all. So I think I'll just again take this whole ruffle off and just have the 2-tier skirt. And again, it can be a summer garden party sort of dress, and yeah. Or I'll just sew the bodice, the first tier and the second tier together, and just take this ridiculous ruffle off because it's not working. And yeah, we'll see how we go from there. So first up, I did the green dress, and so it's just green now, and I've got the aqua fabric with the pink peonies to the side, and the green dress looks adorable. I've hemmed the cuffs of the sleeves as well, hand stitched those, so that looks beautiful. Now the kids party dress, what I did with this one is I took the ruffle out that was 16 bits along, and I just used 4 bits. Same again with the circles. Instead of it being 8 bits around, it's only 4 lengths, salvage to salvage, so it's the same width. That tier of the skirt is the same width as the Toy Story bit. So the Toy Story bit, in effect, just has 2 other coloured bands at the bottom. And then next we have the floral dress, which is still just a skirt at the moment. But I did the same type of thing with that. Took the ruffle off, made it into a band that's the same width as the gingerbread area floral just above it. So there's that lighter band, and then you've got the pink and purple flowers on a white base in it's twice as wide. So that's 8 selvage to selvage pleated down underneath it. So yeah, I much prefer it the way it is now. I kind of, and this is me showing off my beautiful hand-stitched sleeves. So yeah, they're looking really pretty. So I've got the lining to do on that, the lining to do on this one here, and also have to do the hem, and I also have to do the cuffs, and then I have to do the bodice on the floral one, and then the lining for all three. But we're getting there and chipping away at it. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I've given up on all ruffles, but I don't know, I'm not sure I'm a ruffle frills person. Anyway, and this is all the leftover stuff. As I said, I'm quite happy to just use it on a different dress. I like the idea of doing bands, so I like the idea of just doing a whole skirt of a whole dress out of all these leftovers and just having like 10 bands, and that makes up the skirt. But this aqua one, I was thinking maybe, I know they don't match at all, but I think they clash really cutely. So I thought I might put these two together. Not in this video. I think I'm well and truly done doing enough for this video. But those two fabrics are very cute together. So yeah, they're earmarked to go together at some point this year. So now I'm going to get back to these frillless ones, finish those two dresses and make this skirt into a dress, and then do the lining for them. Once I've done that, I'll come back to end the video by showing you all finished 3. Touch wood. I shouldn't say things like this out loud, should I? It did take longer than I thought it would, but I now have 3 dresses. So hand stitched the cuffs on all the sleeves for all 3. And I added the top to this one. So here's the top, and I also hand stitched all the bits on that. And oh my gosh, this one had really big circumference. It's a really good skirt to spin in, but oh my gosh, having to hand stitch such a massive skirt was a chore. So now this is me. I've cut out all the linings and stitched them together. So now I'm just pinned the lining to the outer bodice, and here I'm just showing you one. I turn up once I stitch them together. I clip the curves and turn them out the right way, and then pin up this is the lining, and then I stitch the lining one, the beige, pink and with green bits, and yeah, stitch them together and did that too. And then here we have all 3. Ta-da! It took forever. And this is them without the ties on them. So I'll probably just wear them that way around the house. And then here they are with ties on them, just sort of randomly picked up any tie. The kids' party dress has the Gucci a floral print in with a white base as their tie. The green one has the tie from the November Rita dress. And look at the circumference of this dress. Can you see why it took me forever to hand stitch that hem down? But oh my gosh, it's so worth it. I love that dress. And as I was stitching it, I noticed that it's got these sort of, they look like little bits of candy, some of the flowers in the bottom row. And also that third row, this is the gingerbready sort of coloured floral. They just match really well with, and that's the bottom layer there with the flowers that sort of look like the old-fashioned candy that's on the gingerbread jacket. So as I was stitching, I was like, once I'm finally done, I'm going to try it on. I don't often wear my dresses with my jackets because they're sort of both focal things. So I think you should either wear a really brightly coloured dress or an intricately embellished jacket. But yeah, I think these two look so fabulous together that I might actually wear them together. And yeah, I'm very happy with this kids' party one too, because the chocolate cake is, yeah, there's bits of chocolate cake, right? Like every time I go wash my hands and look in the mirror, I'll be like, chocolate cake. And yeah, there's like unicorns and it's so cute. And the green one is just cute because it's green and it's got pink and blue on there as well. But yeah, I am so happy with the way that these three turned out. They are adorable. They're sort of more summer dresses than anything else. But if you just want everyone to brighten everyone's mood, then you can just wear them all year round. Because, yeah, I think if you just wear like other layers underneath and just pop one of these dresses over the top, it will just cheer everybody up, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Yes, this is my favourite footage of the whole of this video. I just love how big this skirt is. It's ridiculous, but also fabulous. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I'm definitely going to make a banded skirt, you know, that's like 10 or 12 different prints sewn together into a big full skirt or a dress. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, but I did fail with the ruffles and frills on these three. I guess they're kind of the opposite of the Wednesday Addams dress. You know, it's all frilly and ruffles and totally black, devoid of colour. These are completely colourful, but with no ruffles or frills. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like them anyway. I kept putting off all the hand sewing of the hems and the cuffs of the sleeves, but yeah, I kind of like that bit because you get to look at the patterns so close up and notice all how the beautiful color combinations. This bottom floral on the bottom of the floral dress, I think I might, yeah, make a beaded jacket in this combination of colours because it's such an unusual colour combination. Really have to stop thinking up new things to make because I've just got the longest list of things already to make. So, yeah, happy sewing. Go mix and match and clash those prints.